Hello and welcome back to the next part in my series for writing an iOS app in Python Kivy. In this part, we're going to be making the friends list screen, which will, let's see if I look back at my little design here, it'll just be a scroll view, so like I've shown in a couple different videos. And it should work with the data that is in your Firebase friends list, okay? So like one of my people here, um, this friends list should be populated, and it'll read from that and display one of these banners for each friend that you have. Okay, so let's get going. Let's add a new screen. So I'll get a new Kv file going. I'll say friends list screen.kv. All right, and friends list screen will be the name of my class. And let me go grab my background. Okay, so I'll paint the background blue in the screen, as I have with all of my screens. And then I think I'll have a float layout. Okay, and inside the float layout, I'll have this entire scroll view widget, and then I'll have this button, this back button at the bottom. Okay, so let's get that scroll view going. I've covered this in a couple videos, but I guess you get to see it again. So inside your scroll view, you want to have a grid layout, and for a vertical scroll view, you want to put size hint y to none. Height should be self.minimum height. Row default height should be 100 dp, that looks nice. And row force default, we'll set that to true. Okay, and I'll give this grid an ID. I'll say ID is friends list grid. And what we're going to do is when we start the app up, we'll populate this entire grid with all your friends' information, or with each one of your friends. Just like we've done for the change avatar screen. Remember back in main.py, on start we populate the avatar screen grid and the workout image screen grid. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. All right, that'll be my scroll view. Let's give it a size and position. Size hint, I'll say, I'll put 85% of the height. Oh wait, sorry, the first one's width. So full width and 0.85 of the height. And then position hint, I'll give it top all the way up and just aligned on the left. Okay, and then next I'm going to need my image button. Remember this image button class I created like in the first or second video. And I'll say source is icons/back.png, because in my little icons folder here I have back.png, so that's my back button. And then on release, this should take me back to my home screen. So I'll call the change screen function that I defined for my main app class, and I'll go back to the home screen. And then we need to give it a size and position, of course. So let's do that. The height should be 15%, and top should be at 0.15, and width maybe 0.3. Okay, so now we need to go create the base class for this in my Python file. Oh, whoops, I've already done it. Sorry, so I was practicing a bit before the video. So here I've created my friends list screen base class. Okay, now let's go to my main.kv file and include this friends list screen.kv file. Otherwise I can't reference it, right? Okay, so now since I've included my kv file, I can reference the name of my class. So copy, and then I'll add that screen down to my screen manager. Okay, so I'll paste it. Name will be friends list screen, as will the ID. Okay, and I think in my home screen, the button in my home screen that should take me to my friends list doesn't do anything yet. So let's make it actually change the screen. So app.change screen, friends list screen. Perfect. Let's go. Here I'm at my home screen, and it's remembered my user. So I'll click the friends list button, and here I go, my blank screen, which will have the scroll view, and this back button that takes me back to the home screen. Okay, perfect. Let's populate this scroll view, right? So I need to go back to my Python file and work in my function when my app starts up, right? So we need to populate friends list grid. So you can guess it's going to be something really similar to this, right? But actually, this will only happen if this user has already signed up with the app, right? So back a couple videos ago, this try except loop, try except condition, was meant to do all this code if the user is logged in, or if the user has created an account. And then if they don't have an account, it'll just pass and go straight to the home screen, or straight to the login screen, sorry. So I only need to populate my friends grid if they have created an account, and presumably they've added some friends. So let's move our code into here. So this line we've gotten our friends list, and now I'm going to use that. So I'll use that to populate the grid. Now the friends list comes in right now as a string, because in my database, if we look at one of my accounts that has an actual couple of friends, do any of them have friends? This is sad. How about this one? Nope, I guess we're going to add some friends. That way this account will have friends, right? So, and I can show off using the feature that I made a couple videos ago. So I'm in my add friend screen. Okay, 1. Okay, so this is my account. Let's see. There I go. I've got a friend. Let's add a couple more. 2. All right. 3. Okay, good. So I've got 3 friends in there now. So 1, 2, and 3, those refer to some other accounts. Maybe like this one. That's 6. Okay, here's 1. All right. So I'm adding this guy as a friend. And then I've added, well, I don't know where 2 is, but I think you get the idea. Okay, so my friends list is this string, okay? And really I want it to be an array. So what I need to do is I'll say friends list, I'll say array is self.friendslist dot split, and I'll split by commas. Okay? So that should get me, maybe I want to remove the commas. No, I'll just deal with this for now. I'll deal with how I put it in. Okay, so let's print friends list array so we can just see what we're working with. All right, so I'll rerun the app, and I've already signed up, so I went straight to my profile, and that means that this portion of the code was executed. So I should have printed the friends list array here, and here it is. Okay, so the first one is empty, just an empty string, because that's kind of not ideal, but I'm not going to go back and fix it right now. Okay, so this part is between these 2 characters is the empty string, okay? And then I have 1, and I have 2, and I have 3, as you can see down here, right? So now, for friend in friends list array, we're going to create a new banner, all right? And let me just go ahead and, you see how there's this space right there? I'm just going to do friend is friend.replace So I'm pretty much just cutting out all spaces. So replacing the space with an empty string. Okay, now the logic that I want to have here is I'll say friend banner is this uncreated at the moment friend banner class, and then I'll give it the friend ID, the friend number. Okay, and then I want to reference my scroll view over here. So in my friends list screen, I want to reference this widget. So to reference that guy, I do self.root.ids, and my widget is inside the friends list screen. Whoops, friends list screen, and it's an ID in here. It's called the friends list grid. Okay, and I want to add a widget to it, which will be my friend banner. Okay, now I need to define this friend banner class. So I'm going to create a new Python file for this class. Okay, new Python file, friend banner, I'll put it lowercase. All right. Okay, so here we go. So just like I did in video 5, I think, when I was making the workout, the scrolling workout feed, I'm going to use that same logic. So I'll create this class. Mine will be the friend banner that inherits from the grid layout, and we'll put in an image. So it should match here. I'll put in an image and a label, and I'll give it a background color. And I don't think I'll keep these little arrows. I think it'll be obvious enough to click on them. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so friendbanner.py. So class friend banner is inherited grid layout. Actually, I'll have it inherit a float layout. Okay. So let's import the float layout from kivy.uix.floatLayout import float layout. Then let's see, we're also going to need a label. All right, and I think that's it. Maybe we'll need to get that image button from, where did I define that? Image button. Yeah. Okay. From main import image button. All right. Now, when we initialize this class with a bunch of keyword arguments, first we need to call the super init method, which let me go check what the exact syntax is, because I always forget. So I'll just copy this over. Okay, so super, this needs to be friend banner. Okay, so in super init, so in case we pass any special keywords, it'll know to init them with the float layouts init. And let's check what I did over here again. So remember we had a tricky time working with the canvas, but I've conquered that issue now. So I'll copy this. Let me explain it really quick. So we're going to write on our widget's canvas, okay, and we'll color it, and we'll give it a rectangle. So the canvas is now a rectangle with this color. And then we have to bind a special method that we created called updateRect, which anytime the size or position of this widget changes, it'll resize and reposition where our rectangle is drawn. And that needs to happen because when things sort of load up, they're not in the right position or size at the time of loading up. And if you don't have it update, then it stays, and usually you see like a square in the bottom left corner of your screen. So that's the symptom. Okay, so I'll copy this, and I'll put it here. This color, that's that gray color. Really not a fan of that gray color, but I'll just keep it for now for consistency. So we need to import kivy.utils. Oops, utils. Okay, and then we also need, so Kivy utils is for this guy, right? We also need from kivy.graphics import color and rectangle, so we can draw our widget or our canvas properly. And then let's quickly copy over the update rect function. And if you want a little bit more explanation, like I said, I believe I did this in video 5, so you can go back and check that out. Okay. So, hey, don't do that. Sorry, my cats are going crazy. All right. So let's go ahead and just run this, and we'll see if we get any issues at the start. Okay, we did. Global name friend banner is not defined. So I can tell I got an issue because I went straight to the login screen, which means there was some exception when I was doing this logic here, this try except. So my try, which would load the user's profile in, failed, so it went to the login screen. So friend banner is not defined. That's pretty clear enough, right? I forgot to, from friend banner, import friend banner. All right, unfortunately I need to make a new account because I don't have a like a sign in method. I only have a sign up method. Okay, some junk. All right, let me go add those friends again. 1, 2, 3. All right, and I'll close out. Okay, so I've imported friend banner this time. Let's try running. Cannot import name friend banner. What's wrong? Maybe it doesn't like this. Okay, so I was trying to import main from main essentially, and it didn't like that. And it takes exactly 1 argument, 2 given. Oh, okay, so here I gave it an argument rather than a keyword argument. So let me say friend ID equals friend. Because right now I'm not taking in any positional arguments, only keyword arguments. So I could either add something here like friend ID and then my keyword args, or I can simply pass it as a keyword arg. So that's what I'll do. Okay, so let's try it again. And I check my friend screen, and okay, there's a bunch of gray. So there's a couple different banners in here, but I don't have them spaced out, so it looks like one solid block. So let me go put some spacing in my scroll view grid layout. So friend screen list.kv. I'll put in some spacing. So that does on the edges of the whole widget, and then I'll do some padding. Let's see if that works. Padding is in between the widgets. Okay. All right. So that's good enough. Maybe I'll just make those a lot smaller. 2 and 2 is, there we go. Okay, let's see how it looks. Nice. Okay, so now we need an image and the friend ID for each one. So inside of my friend banner, I'm going to create a float layout. I'll say main layout is, actually, sorry, the friend banner is the float layout. So all I need to do is add the friend's avatar, and then add the friend's ID. Okay, so I need this image button, but right now it's in my main.py function, and I can't do an import from main in a module that is called from main. Some weird recursion going on there. So wherever I define this image button, this one here, I'm going to put this in a special Python file. I'll say special buttons, okay? And I'll put my image button and also my label button in there. Okay. And then I have to get the button behavior from Kivy and the image and label. Okay, so now in my main.py, I'm going to import image button from special buttons. So from special buttons, import image button and label button. There we go. Now in friend banner, I can get image button by saying from special buttons, import image button. Nice. Okay, so the friend's avatar. We're going to have to read their avatar data. So in the database, we're going to have to get their avatar. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is query Firebase and order by my friend ID equal to the friend ID for this person. Okay, and that'll return what their unique identifier is. And then I will read avatar key. So I'll read this avatar key for that unique identifier. Okay, to get their identifier. And then I already have the friend ID, so that's no problem. So this part I've already done when I'm trying to add a friend. So do I have that function in here? I should. Here, add friend, right? So this check request that I made in the other video, it orders my database by this my friend ID key and only returns ones that are equal to this special friend ID. All right, so I'm going to copy that over. Go to my friend banner. Okay, so I need to import requests and order by friend ID equal to, I believe I passed it as a keyword argument, right? And did I call it friend ID? Let's see. I did, friend ID. So I can say plus kwargs friend ID. All right. So now let's print checkrec.json. Okay. So when it loads up, it should be doing all these get requests, and I'll find a better way of doing that so it doesn't take so long to load up. But here are all of the requests, and you can see they are a dictionary with another key dictionary inside. So this is their unique identifier, and that'll be unique identifier is checkrec.json.keys as the first thing in this JSON key. So I'll let you see that print unique identifier. All right, we can see it popping out. There's the unique identifier for each of these. Okay, perfect. Actually, this GET request returns everything that we need. It returns their unique identifier and also their avatar. So I don't have to do a second read request because I've already done it here. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that, and I'll say their avatar is unique. Oh, whoops. let's change checkrec.json to be our variable data. And then the unique identifier is data.key0. And then their avatar is data unique identifier. Alright, so data unique identifier gets us this whole thing. Alright, and what I need from there is the avatar key. Okay, so now let's print their avatar. We'll get rid of the other stuff. So when I load up, you see all of these avatars being populated, and they all happen to be man.png because that was my default. Okay, perfect. So now I need to add an image button with their avatar as the image. Okay, so let's say image button is image button. Source will be icons slash plus their avatar. Okay, and when they press this button, I'm probably going to want to load the next screen. So I'll keep that for the next video. So for now, I'll just leave that blank. Okay, because otherwise I'd have to make the next screen, and that'll take a little bit too long. All right, and let's give it a size hint and a position hint. So size hint will be width. We'll say 0.3 maybe, and height will be 0.1 of this of our banner widget. And then we'll say position hint should be all the way at the top and all the way to the left. Okay. And now we need to add their friend ID. So I'll say friend label is label button. Text is send it their Quargs friend ID, right? Because that's what I passed to my friend banner when I initialize it over in main.py. Oops, gotta import label button too. There we go. All right, and need a size and position. So size hint should be now 0.7 to match this guy, right? So 0.7 and 1. And then position hint should be all the way top and all the way to the right. Okay. Now we have to simply add the widgets to self, which refers to my float layout, slash friend banner, same thing at the moment. So self.add widget, image button, and self.add widget, friend label. Let's run and see what happens. So it's loading in all the friends, and I hit my friends list, and oops, okay, I got the friend ID, but the image didn't show up for some reason. Oh, it's because my icons are an icon slash avatars. So that's an easy fix. Icon slash avatars. All right, let's try one more time. Check my friends list. Uh-oh, still no good. Okay, right. Oh, my mistake. Right should be at 0.3 because the size is 0.3. And if I put my widget to the right 0.3, it puts the edge of my widget at 0.3, and so the widget extends from 0.3 to 0. Okay, one more time. Before the widget would be off the screen here a little bit, so you can't see it obviously. There we go. All right. Let's see how it would look maybe on the phone. Nice. Maybe I'll just move this over a little bit. So maybe right will be 0.4, and then we'll have this 8.6. Alright, try one more time, and then I think we've finished this video. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in.